Buenos noches, mi amigos. This is still Amafens Wetu TV. Siatuendo tu hombre comes at the spot. And yes, we are back with yet another in-studio discussion where we will be focusing on all things Bafana Bafana. As you do know that it's all things FIFA World Cup and Bafana Bafana being based in Pachuca. I had to throw in a bit of Spanish to see if I still have that in me. But yeah, it is what it is. Today it is a full house today. It is a full house. I do have Lavas Prachabu as well as Bomodau. Hola, mi amigos.
Hola.
We're told ultimately city hola.
Hola.
Yeah.
Guys, it does not get bigger than this. I mean, we are well within the thick of things in terms of all things the FIFA World Cup. I think the big question that we are asking ourselves, I'm going to start with you, Prachi.
Yeah.
Is Bafana ready? The stage is set.
Yeah, well, let me, start by greeting, people in our comments, our followers. They are very important, Bomda, because remember they are using their own Wi-Fi, their own time. So we appreciate them.
Yeah.
And the other issue, Guti, so I'm happy, Guti, at least you have given us a platform to engage with them as well. Well, there are two things in as far as the question that you have asked is concerned. One, I think administratively we had a lot of problems leading into where we are today. Firstly, I think the issue of Tebo Mokoena, the issue of red cards, yellow card, that we couldn't detect as a country, and we nearly cost. If we didn't do well, Mexico. So that was the first blunder. The subsequent blunder is the issue of visas. An application was done, but not timeously. Players were frustrated at the airport. Even officials within the Bafana team, including the assistant coach in a form of Kelele, found himself having to follow the team. So from the administrative point of view, there are a lot of things that we didn't get it well. And if you check the culprit, and I want us to robustly speak about the culprit. If you check all this incident, there's only one name that will forever surface, and that's Vincent Zeka. As to how is he being protected from SAFA itself, it's a question that all South Africans need to ask themselves. Because we had a situation in 2022 where Bafana couldn't, find a training at Dobsonville Stadium. And the person that was supposed to facilitate it's the same chap, Vincent Zeka. So it comes a long way. But then there are no consequence management. And these are the issues that we need to speak about because they've got the potential of destabilizing whatever that we are trying to build. And if you check his response, Guti, Chief, why you couldn't pick up that Mukwena got a second yellow card? The issue is that Begahambila are you land my eyes. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, well, we all read about that. He said,
no, Benghambile nyo commands or nyo land my eyes. So these are the things as in a potential you could kusasa. Zingati Raila, whatever plan that we are trying to come about. We have also done preparations ngama matches. We played against a team from North America. We also played against Jamaica. And people will say, yeah, but why are we not taking bigger opponents? Your Brazil, your Spain. But people don't understand that Lauma team, they also have their reservations. They also don't want to play against teams like your South Africa, perhaps, of course, in terms of AMA rankings and stuff. So I don't blame...
And it's money also because...
It's money as well from SAFA. Would pay us so much, maybe 85 million will come to the country and play. So those are the issues as sometimes we will find ourselves not, playing with what people expect us to play against. But I'm saying in as far as preparations are concerned, not that when you drew with Nicaragua and Jamaica, you're going to draw with Mexico.
Yeah.
Because remember, in this particular time, you're also guarding against injuries. So players will reserve a certain energy, knowing very well that Ngelangale Mexico, I can tell you now, you're going to see a different Bafana Bafana. So I'll say in terms of preparations, I think when we exclude those few things, I think the boys are ready.
Well, have you heard from Prachabu saying that administrative-wise, maybe just maybe things could have been done much better, but in terms of on-field personnel and everything that pertains to the field, Bafana Bafana have done enough, what they could, in making sure that they prepare themselves for that opening game. As you do know that it looms this coming Thursday at 9 p.m. South African time. As you do know that in Mexico it will be around 2-3 p.m. in the afternoon. So we always have to be acquainted with all the time difference. Now, I'm bringing in Lovers. I mean, when you look at the team holistically, personally, what are your expectations pertaining to the team, especially when they take it to the field of play come Thursday when they square off against Mexico?
Hola.
No,
Honestly speaking, I think we are expecting results. We're expecting results from the boys because I don't think Bafana Bafana qualified for the World Cup just to go there and add a fixture or a number at Mexico. But now my problem is merit.
Okay.
My problem is merit. Sometimes football requires merit and not favoritism. Now, I am not saying all the boys that are there don't deserve to be part of the squad. Everybody in their own right deserves to be there. But the question is, are there people in the squad, are there players in the squad who are actually the Bafana Bafana product? That is the biggest question that we should be asking ourselves. Now, you look at the way Hugo Bros wants to approach this World Cup. I mean, obviously, when you look at the players that he took, you have your likes of Apolis, your likes of Abo Maremi. Those are high intensity football players. The pace, it shows you he wants to make sure that whatever that he's doing forward, he wants to press and make sure he's pressing and produce results. But it also comes back to the tricky part, which is the defense. What are you doing with 11 defenders at the World Cup? That is also the tricky part. Or are you there to play a low block, a mid block, or are you there to actually attack and produce results? Understand? And then you look at your engine room. When I'm talking about your engine room, it's your midfield. And then you have only 4 players. And then now you ask yourself questions, is it enough? What happens if, God forbid, what happens if Mrambola gets an injury? Let's say Mrambola gets an injury now, or we know there are players that get injuries preparing to play. Let's say on the day of him going to play Mexico, and then he just hits something, gets a knock, and then he gets injured. What is Hugo Bros gonna do? How is he gonna change his tactics? Because believe you me, we all know, or at the heart of the engine there, it's Mrambola.
Yeah. Well, you've heard it from Lovers, raising a bit of questions of which then we ask ourselves, are we ready for what lies ahead? Do we have plan A, plan B, plan C? I don't know. We shall wait and see on how things will pan out come this Thursday. Now, Bomdao, we do know that this fixture on Thursday, it's history on its own because of we've been to Brazil, we've been to Russia, we've been to Qatar rather. We've never seen an opening game whereby Izospinda, whereby you're having a 2010 Iaspinda a 2026. History on its own. And also to commemorate this history, we saw the legends of both countries taking part in that game. And when you look at such, what should the current generation learn from what we saw this past weekend when the two legends of Mexico and South Africa took to the field of play to commemorate these two history in World Cups?
Okay, thanks Kamza, and then also thanks Ama viewers, Ama Fenway too. So this Kamza is going to be written on the wall, on the history of FIFA World Cups. because what happened is the repeat of 2010. And what I like about it, our government, together with our Minister of Sports, Captain Mackenzie, he managed to take all the players who play in 2010 versus Mexico to play with the legend of Mexico who played at 2010 year. So in terms of the support, this new generation, the current one, police, so they've got support because before the game, I hope those team, they're going to give them a motivation. Or guys, we did it in 2010. If I remember very well, we draw with Mexico. We
1-1.
We draw 1-1.
Yeah.
So now all the world will be looking at us because this is the first game to open 2026 World Cup, FIFA World Cup. This is the first game.
Yeah.
So everyone, all the eyes will be at Mexico versus South Africa. So and this one Cup is our cup final. We have to beat Mexico at their own backyard. If we beat Mexico, that game, we're through to the last 16. That one is
last 32.
Last 32.
Yeah.
No, it's last 32.
Yeah, last 32 because the game has expanded. It's no longer 32 teams, 48.
48, yeah.
Yes.
We're going to be on the last 32 because that game is cup final for us. So our boys now, they must go there to beat Mexico. But the current generation that we have, that Hugo Bros, he taked. Even though on that one, we can agree all of us, the player that went. We'll agree, some will disagree. But the one thing that we must do now is to support the boys that they were selected. Because everyone will be rally behind them on Thursday on our TV. Also, and also this one, also I just want to wish those supporters that they were selected by our minister, Captain Mackenzie. They are there already at Mexico. So this is the first time. Everything is a new beginning. It's the new beginning for them. It's the first time to be taken from South Africa to go to watch live World Cup at Mexico. So they will be there supporting the team. Us who will remain behind here at home. We are going to be glued on TV, supporting the team when we are here at home. So all the best for me. All the best for the team. But they must remember that the first game is very, very important. They must win the first game.
Braje, I'm going to bring you on this one because of Bomdao is alluded on a couple of things, but the one thing that I've picked up is the first game is important.
Yeah.
And not only just it being important, you look at the Mexican coach.
Yeah.
It's going to be a revenge game for him because of the last time we beat him.
Yeah.
He was in charge of Egypt.
Yes.
And we beat Egypt 1-0 in that AFCON to progress through to, was it the quarterfinals of then the AFCON. So it's that revenge game. So with everything that's happening right now, you look at a situation where we played behind closed doors. Like everybody wants an intel on South Africa so that we have that edge for Mexico to win against. But now with everything that's happening, that revenge for the coach and the close game, do you think it's just mind games or well,
I'm not sure whether playing on a closed door will really help or not. I'm not sure. But obviously, if you don't want to expose a certain information, of course you'll do that. So maybe it's a strategy that is going to work for Hugo Bros. That maybe let's keep our buckets in order. So that Mexico doesn't learn each and everything that we're going to do on the day in question. But like Mdawi said, it's very important that we win the first game. People have already written Bafana off. I think I've listened to a lot of media houses from the ones that are capturing all the information on World Cup. They classify South Africa as the worst country. To be in a World Cup. They are also saying we're the weakest. But football is played on the field of play, and they will see miracles. I really don't see us losing that game. A loss for South Africa will be a 1-1 draw, maybe a replica of 2010. But I don't see us losing that game. So over and above that, you also check Group A. You've got your Czech Republic. You also have South Korea. South Korea might be a very difficult team for us. They are speedy, they are pacey. Tactically, they are very good. So if there are games that we need to really show up, is the game against Mexico and the game against the Czech. We get the maximum points against those two opponents. We find ourselves in the last 32. Yeah.
Now let's wrap up our conversation. I'm going to come to you, Lavas. Your final thoughts pertaining to the game on Thursday, and also your score prediction.
I must say this, and this I think it's a fact that it has always been there since 2023. Bafana Bafana is a threat, and to a lot of teams. And I think the reason we find people, being tactically strong against Bafana Bafana is because they know you cannot allow Bafana Bafana to just have a free roll. It's going to be very difficult. But one thing for sure, good luck to the boys. I mean, they fought hard to be where they are. I mean, Hugo Broos, this is his final lap, I believe, with the World Cup. I mean, he is good. I mean, I think we should also give him respect. Let's give Snow White respect that he brought dignity back to Bafana Bafana. And with that said, I'm still a little bit skeptical with Bafana Bafana going into the last 32. I'm not saying I'm fully, but I'm a little bit skeptical. Looking at the teams. Looking at the teams that we're going to play. But I think it's going to be a beautiful game. So I think Bafana Bafana can give us either draw 2-1 or 1-1. That's what I think.
Now?
For me, when I check our group, so it's Mexico, Czech, and South Korea. Yeah. So South Korea, on the last 2022 World Cup, they won the group of Ghana. Ghana beat them 3-2. So South Korea is a beatable team. But South Korea on the big names like Mexico, they can beat Mexico. Yeah. Because I say last time on the group stages, they beat Portugal on the 2022. Yeah. So Bafana there, for me, we're proceeding to the last 32 with 5 points or 4 points. So we're going to win the first game, and then we can draw with we can beat South Korea, and then draw maybe with Czech. So the score for me for the opening, because everyone will be watching, is 2-0 score. Yeah.
Brave. I'm hearing a 2-1 or 1-1, and then Madao boldly saying 2-0. Brache, Ivalem fan.
Like I said, I see the worst case scenario will be a draw, a 1-1 draw. But I see surprises in that game. 2-1 will be the score. And the Mexicans will cry forever. The Mexicans, like us, I'm telling you now, the score is 2-1 there. Yeah.
Well, you have heard from the three gentlemen sharing their score predictions pertaining to the game on Thursday. My apologies. Do share your final predictions pertaining to the game. But yeah, that's how we wrap it up right here. Muchas gracias, Lavas. Muchas gracias, Brache. Muchas gracias, Bumdao and the entire crew.
Gracias.
Well, that's how we wrap it up. We'll be back again with yet another installment of another discussion. As you do know that I'm just doing this final ones because of Thibaut will be in duty when the whole crew now departs for Mexico. But yeah, from myself and the gentleman right here in studio, adios amigos muchachos.
Adios amigos muchachos.